Well, y'all, it was a matter of time. We knew it was coming. It was going to be right around the corner, and we were going to watch as our opponents decided how they were going to take their massive victory, their win, their unprecedented loss at the same time was somehow a win that's going to mean everything through Nostradamus means that everything's going to be okay for Team Blue. And fortunately, the backfire just began, and now they're starting to do exactly what we predicted they were going to do. This one is going to be fun, guys. Please send this one out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. You alone have the power to make every single lefty you know stub their toe in the middle of the night when they get up to go to the restroom. You know what happens, and this is what we're all about. Listen, as we get in here, make sure you hit that audio of the video, make sure everything is good to go. I want to make sure we are ready to rock in our unified front because I've got to show you some backfire that is on the way in a glorious fashion, and every single bit of it you're going to love. Just make sure you are taking part, commenting, chatting, emojis, all the things. The engagement is what makes the entire world go round. In fact, I'm going to put that in the comments now as we are getting going because the backfire is about to be glorious. You're going to love every second of it. All right. Chats, comments, emojis. Make the world go round. Yes, I am running a little bit late tonight. I apologize for my tardiness. I had some family things I had to attend to, but now we are righting the ship. We are right as rain. We're going to have some fun, and while we're doing that, you guys can follow me on X at Braden LOA if you'd like to take part in the shenanigans every single day towards that freedom train. Okay, listen. Every time we do these, I have to start you off with something good, and I'm going to start you off with something really awesome, and it has a good tie-in through the entire show. This meme is everything for what we're about to show you. We're about to walk you through, so much of it. Because Team Blue, in the close but not close win they had last night, had a decision to make. They've chosen the wrong one, and it's going to be fun to highlight. All right, this is it. Right here. No, stop it, dang it. There we go. This is why you nominate moderate blue dogs in red districts and not effing white AOC. Well, that's spicy, and that's not a righty typing that, by the way. Look at the Ukraine flag. Everything is so amazing. It says Democrat in it. Oh, yeah, you see where the backfire is coming? Yeah, we're going to have some fun, guys. All right. Let's just dive right in. There are 610 of you in here. Thank you guys so much for the comments and the engagements because it makes the world go round. Let's get to the backfire. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of recap while everyone still filters in, but I want to show you some clips from a video I did about 3 hours ago, just 2 of them, but it illustrates and sets up the point very, very nicely. Because this entire thing, and I touched on this earlier, in fact, we're going to go big screen for this real quick. This entire thing, all of the push, all of the District 7, all the Tennessee, we got to get it within 10 points. It was all about making money for the Democrats for their national donations. That's it. And I'm going to lay that out for you here in a second too. Because here is a really good example of why they were doing this. You remember this little nougat right here, guys? Cash strapped DNC takes on $15 million in loans. Yeah, that wasn't last year. That wasn't Kamala Harris. That was 11/20/2025. This just happened. So why would they take on all these loans just to lose in an election in Tennessee? I'm going to tell you why. Because they have to have the narrative, they have to have the illusion that they are going to win, and there's hope for donations to start flooding in. This is all about generating revenue to support the elections that are coming in 2026. That's why you see all of the big mashups of the Harry Entons. Look at the 15, 13 point advantage. That's what it's all about. It's all about putting forth a narrative that they can win so you're not wasting your money by donating to a extremely useless cause. I'm going to lay it out for you right now, but don't worry. The far lefties are on their way to ruining all of it. Oh, this is going to be so amazing. Let's get back to it, guys. Listen, again, this meme says everything in this episode. All right, let's get back to this. Sorry. CNN, take it away. Guy on the left, and then we get Scott Jennings.
Listen, the woman you had on just got smoked. She ran a nice race. She'll never be heard from again. Democrats threw a lot of money at this. They're not going to come back in 26 in the fall and throw good money after bad. They'll go out and find other places. This isn't, I don't think anyone's going to wet themselves tomorrow morning about this race. It was an off-year special election. I think we'll take a little lessons from it, but we got a big W and a nice, great congressman who'll be there for a long time.
Okay. Take the spin part out of it, okay? I want to break down and distill why that is so important. Because a lot of people are not telling you this. When you're looking at what he just said, This election was closer because of the large amount of money that was poured in a special election. That's the whole point. It's not to negate the idea of what happened, because obviously we need to learn in victory what just happened, and Scott Jennings is about to say the same thing. But you have to understand, in a special election, all the attention can go right there because you need an icon, you need a win, you need a standard bearer, a logo, you need something emblematic of your brand to bring more people to it. Okay? That's what they were trying to do. And so when you look at the national House elections, where they have 435 seats and they've got 24 seats that are up for grabs, all that money of which the Democrats do not have, because they took out $15 million in loans and another $10 million in loans after that to basically float these, okay? You have to understand what's happening, because you're not going to see $3 million go into a ruby red district like this in a normal national election. You just aren't. And the national election is going to drown these types of races out where there's going to be no money. And newsflash, a far left white AOC from Tennessee ain't going to cut it. That's what he's going after, but they won't tell you that because they're trying to keep the focus right here because they want that money to make the focus right here in 12 months. I'm telling you, the big push is all going to be, look, we're winning now. Give us money so we can win more. We can stop Trump. We can stop the fascists. We can stop the Nazis. Down with oligarchy. Healthcare for all. Everything's a right. I mean, literally, that's what you're seeing. But the left is in a race to destroy itself. Watch this. Oh, man, the stuff that we get to uncover and spend some time together. I love every second of this. And thank you guys so much for the emojis, the chats, the engagement. This is the stuff, guys. This is why we pay attention, because this is the inside track. This is what's happening. Watch.
Just that if you are in a seat that Donald Trump won by 15 points or less, you better watch out. There might be a challenger, and it will likely be competitive.
I think that's the wrong lesson to take away here. This is Trump did win it by 22, but Marsha Blackburn in the midterm in 2018, when Trump was unpopular, only won the district by half a point. So Matt Van Epps is going to win it by 9 tonight. And the lesson to take away from this is Democrats picked their own candidate. They had 3 state representatives running. They picked the liberal wingnut, the person who said she hated country music, she hated Nashville, she was uncomfortable with prayer, she wanted to bully state troopers. That's the problem Democrats face in primaries all over the country in 2026.
All right. This is the point in a nutshell. I have been saying it. Let me hear you in the comments if you remember me saying this, because we've been saying it for 10 to 12 months now. The Democrats, Team Blue, Team Lefty, they have an option right in front of them. They can either drop the far left woke psychopathy and maybe win some races again, or they can keep on going down the road of losing, which is woke socialist. It's one of those two, because they cannot coexist. The Democratic Party in the moderate wing, the centrist, the establishment, the corporate Democrats, as they call them, cannot coexist in the same party as the social far left wokies. It's impossible, because they are antithetical to each other. It's like oil and water. So you're going to have one dominate the other, because they're too big in the room, right? So what you're going to see is the Democrats either acquiesce to the far left and the parasite becomes the host, or you're going to see the Democrats oust the far left because they consistently lose. This is where it gets really fun. That whole left-wing nut job thing, that's going to have some legs, and you're going to see a whole lot of it. And I'm going to walk you through like a tour guide of freedom and anti-leftist, because God knows I am. All right, here we go. Scott Jennings, same thing. Guys, you're going to catch a theme, and then I'm going to show you the lefties, because the lefties are coming. All right? It's like Paul Revere.
Well, first of all, there's lessons to be learned from everything. When you win, there's lessons. When you lose, there's lessons. And so I'm sure they'll look and see who turned out and what messages were effective and which ones weren't. And that'll be something the party can move going forward. It's an off-year special election. The turnout matrix is far different than a presidential, and it'll be different than what comes out in November. So you can take nothing for granted, of course, and Republicans do have historical headwinds. I still think they are in position to make an argument that their economic theories are better than the Democrats' theories. And Democrats, after all, took prices to the moon, and now they want to forget the last 4 years and pretend like this just started 10 months ago. I think most voters know that's patently ridiculous. I do have a slight disagreement with David. I do think we'll hear from her again. I think she'll run again, and I think she and her brand of politics are the median Democrat. This is the basic Democrat you're going to get in most races around the country. This person running on defund the police, radical progressive positions, whether you're in Nashville or Manhattan or Florida or California, wherever you happen to be, this is what the Democratic base wants. The most cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs person they can find. And they're going to look at these results and say, hey, this is how we got so close, so let's replicate it around the country. I think we'll hear from her and her kind.
Right there. Hey, we got so close. Let's replicate it from across the country. Y'all, listen to me and hear me on this, please. Let me hear you in the comments and the chats. All of it. Okay? Your engagement drives this entire channel, and I appreciate you guys for it because it makes it possible. This is the entire thing. The far left wokies got their progressive candidate within 9 points of winning in a special election where the National Democrats poured in $3 million, which is a large amount of money in that race. I get it. Cool. Awesome. But instead of taking away, and we're going to see it here in a second, that maybe someone who wasn't as extreme and wasn't as crazy could have maybe done better, or they had actually gotten some other areas other than Nashville, which again, all of this I'm going to show you, they may have actually done better, which would have done better for the entire mission of the Democrat Party in this race. But that's the point. The far lefties aren't going to be down with that. They're going to keep on going, oh my God, look, our progressive won. So therefore, everyone in all red states wants progressivism. I'm going to show you. That's an actual post. All right, let's keep on going. We got so much to cover. I'm going to hit the button, get us in here. Okay, let's get here, guys. We've gotten warmed up. We are having a good time. This is something that I hit earlier, and it needs to be said. We need to talk about it. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sounds the alarm for 2026 that a portion of the GOP base only votes when Donald Trump is on the ballot, and they must be inspired to come out. It is that simple. They must be inspired. You, us, me, all collectively together. We must be inspired to vote for something, not vote against something else. Okay, let me hear you in the comments if you agree. It's got to be around inspiration, something bigger than ourselves. It's got to be around affordability. It's got to be around our lives, our children's lives, the future of our country. All of these things have to be tied together. You've got to give a reason for someone to do it, not just because the other team might win. I'm telling you, you got to do it. All right, let me hear you if you guys agree. Let's keep on going now to the wokies, I believe. Oh, look who's back. Y'all, I mean, goodness gracious. The emojis, chats, comments, all of those things cannot stop what I'm about to do to you by watching you or letting you watch Stacey Abrams again. Because just when you thought you couldn't fail twice and then still get on national TV, you can. So this is Stacey Abrams, if you're not familiar with her work. She lost Governor to Kemp twice in the state of Georgia. And yeah, she's been investigated a few times for some rather unsavory things. It turns out, on the Democrat side, when you just get your butt kicked like twice, back to back, just like Beto O'Rourke, just like Afton Bain, just like Jasmine Crockett. That's coming next. You just get to go on MS Now. And that's MSNBC, by the way. They fail up. It is remarkable. They're so against meritocracy that you have to fail in order to move forward. It is mind-boggling. But okay, that's their thing. It's none of my business. Let's keep on going.
This election in Tennessee, Democrats didn't win, but really closed the gap. Trump won by 22 points. Now the Republican won by about 9 points. What's the message? What's the big takeaway for Democrats from the candidate, Afton Bain, and the results last night?
I think there are three things. One,
coming from the person who lost twice,
what she needed to do, which was speak not only about affordability, but connect it to people's real lived experiences. She didn't hide from identity issues. She didn't run away from her progressive roots. She talked about what she needed to tell people because they needed to hear it.
Hold on. She knows they lost, right? Is it me? Are we so crazy in this world that we don't remember 12 hours ago? Because she didn't abandon her progressive roots and she got beat. In fact, let me go out of order real quick. I want to show y'all something because this is a very important post. Okay, so I'm going to come back to that one. Hold the phone. Look at that. I nailed it on the first try. Man, tell you what, some people are good. I'm just lucky. All right, look. This post is incredibly important because I want to show you what's truly happening and why this result was what it was. This is everything, and I promise you haven't seen this anywhere else. Watch. The biggest swing left was Nashville. Prior was Dem plus 38 to Dem plus 58, but such shifts could not be replicated anywhere else. Anywhere else. They got the vote bigger in Nashville, so they mobilized the far left base in Nashville, but everywhere else said, yeah, nah, I'm good, thanks. Do you understand what that means? Come here. Y'all, that genuinely means that the far left progressive activates the already far blue vote no matter who, vote blue no matter who base. Doesn't matter. You get more of them out, but you're not bringing in independents. You are not bringing in anyone on the right or leans right, or you are not bringing anyone new to the party. You are consolidating your captive base. You are not bringing anyone else in. You have to understand how important that is, because they're going to try to couch this as give us money, give us money, give us money because we're going to beat Donald Trump. Is it because you had competing ideas that appeal to everybody? No, it is not. The reason why is because you almost doubled your margin of the far left captive audience. You didn't gain anybody new. You just consolidated your existing base. Congratulations, you activated the socialist. That doesn't matter at all. They can get every single socialist and every single far leftist in every single city, and they will still lose. That's the whole point. They are consolidating their far left progressive base, but they are at the cost of everyone else. That's what I've been saying this whole time. The left is cannibalizing the Democrats. That's what's happening. The woke is eating the host. The parasite is becoming the host. You're literally looking at it. Let's keep on going. Williamson County, Trump plus 30, barely moved, R plus 23. Well, that's very strange because I was told everyone hated him. That needed the young 87th percentile Gen Z, 96th percentile millennials, and middle class. Montgomery County to flip blue, it was R18. But it was too heavy a lift with national attention. That's weird. I thought national attention was amazing and she captivated the nation. Again, we are just going to knock them down as they set them up, guys. I'm trying to bring you the utmost fact and cite everything. It's all in the description, okay? And finally, it was a rural bloodbath, plus the turnout did not fall. Early vote versus election day splits were brutal with a 15% swing towards the Republican. Isn't it weird how they don't tell you these things and some guy on the internet has to find this and put it together and deliver this to you because it actually makes sense? It's weird how you have to cut through the propaganda through like fog with a knife, because you're going to get propagandized over the last 12 months, and I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure you have the information through it, all of it. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, comments, chats, emojis, make the world go around. But am I crazy? Am I taking crazy pills again? You just got Nashville right there that went from 38 to 58, and you want to think that the entire district shifted when no one else voted for you? Yeah, keep doing that, lefties. Keep doing that. In fact, I pray to whomever you want to pray to, they continue. Don't worry. Stacey Abrams got some more stuff to say. Listen to this.
Number two, we need to learn that while this was an extraordinarily close election for that region, starting early matters. She was able to close this gap with very little time. Imagine if we actually start investing now in these communities. Imagine if we started campaigning now in these areas. Irrespective of who the candidate is, we've got to start doing the work right now. A lot of what we were able to accomplish in Georgia in 2018, 2020, 2022 came about because we started beforehand. And that's the third piece. The South matters. We get written.
Yeah, we know the South matters. I know. But you just got to invest early, and you can't give up your progressivism. Again, all they did was consolidate their far left base. All right, here we go. Let's get some lefties. Are you guys ready? You got your mud stomping boots on? Because we're about to dive into some BS right here. All right, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. We've been queuing up for this very moment, and I hope you enjoy every bit of it. Turns out that you can't win with corporate centrists. This is a Democrat leftist account. A populist overperforms by, we'll see the final numbers, but it looks to be around 15 points. And that's somehow evidence that a corporate centrist would have won because something, it's like arguing with my 4-year-old. Again, these are lefties on lefties. This is not lefty on righty, okay? This is so fantastic. All right, this guy's nuts, okay? This guy's crazy. If you've never seen this guy, just don't. But this is Hassan Piker, okay? This guy's crazy. Anyway, real centrism hasn't been tried, he says. Let 1,000 Amy McGraths bloom in the South. It will work one day. Please don't look at how close a left flank candidate got. It's a fluke. A centrist would have done better. Now, of course, he's mocking this individual right here. The left is mocking themselves. The far left is going to make fun of the centrist or the corporate Democrats, the moderates, and they're going to try to push them out. You are actively seeing it happening, and I will be the tour guide for it because it is glorious. This is what he's responding to. Democrats ultimately face three big problems in Tennessee 07. This seat is really, really red, and it's hard to move votes in the South. Republicans spent considerable money to awaken the GOP base, and by the way, that doesn't matter in this race because there are $85 million reasons inside the Republicans' banks, and there's about $15 million in reasons in loans in the Democrat bank. Okay? So that's why you have the money. That's the whole point. Anyway, and here's the third part. Dems nominated a left-wing candidate with major ideological baggage. Oh, you cannot do that. How dare you go against the Marxist-inspired leftist progressive rise of the socialist proletariat against the bourgeoisie? You can't do that. Yeah, you can. And you know what? I welcome every single second that these far lefties continue to do this. Don't worry, I've got more. I hope you guys are enjoying the show because it's about to get a lot more fun. Here you go. Representative Gloria Johnson. Now, this is an interesting individual. Representative Gloria Johnson is looking to knock out Marsha Blackburn right after she proves that ice can't melt in hell. So this is one of the Tennessee Three. Okay, if you were with me in the gun world about a year and a half ago, these were three of the people who got kicked out of the Congress, or excuse me, the House in Tennessee for all these things. She's one of them, and she's trying to ride those coattails. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is so important, she says. This race moved from 22 to 8 points because folks were excited and got involved and volunteered. There would not have been this level of energy of volunteerism with a centrist campaign. Y'all, listen to me and hear me, please God. This is the cap. They got more points because they consolidated their far left progressive base and everyone else said absolutely freaking not. That's what you're looking at right here. But no one's going to say that on the mainstream media because that undermines the narrative, which is meant to build donations for the Democrats from their duped base. That's the whole point. Plus 58, you picked up 20 points in Nashville, which again translates to around 8 to 12 points in the entire race because it's the biggest population center. Congrats, guys. You lost bigger. I mean, literally, that's what you're looking at. All right, let's keep on going. We got even more. If I have not painted the picture clear enough, I've got even more stuff for you. All right, here's another lefty account. Again, I'm just going to show you what they're doing. Every House election of 2025 has shifted 20 points to the left. Trump is historically unpopular. Again, they're trying to ride this wave that the Democrats are going to take out the Republicans by the tune of 50 seats, which is not going to happen. You guys know that I am not one to predict anything, and I'm not going to tell you what is going to happen. We're going to grind every single day like we're losing. We're going to vote like we're losing, and we're going to count everything afterwards, okay? But 50 seats is literally not going to happen, and I feel very comfortable saying it. This is all lefty copium. Okay, copium and hopium, two of the most addictive drugs for a leftist emotional ever. All right, here we go. Again, guys, let me hear you in the comments, chats, emojis if I am landing this plane because here we go. Look, another one. Now it's Afton Bain's vision. Okay, watch. Another lefty politician. They're coming out of the woodwork.
You have a young leader with vision who did not shy away from what she thought the world ought to be like. And I think what people are looking for from their politicians is that future vision. I think so much of our politics is about the past. We want to contest what happened a year ago or 5 years ago or 9 years ago instead of thinking about what we want in the next 5 years or 10 years for us, for our kids, for the next generation. And I think she was giving us a sense of what that vision. Obviously, she was up against real obstacles. But this is what's possible in a lot of communities if we are willing to have the courage as a party to actually go out and fight for that vision.
Y'all, it is actively happening. This is a Senate candidate. Okay, look, Michigan Senate candidate. This is the far left progressive that's trying to off the moderate Democrat. By the way, Michigan is still considered a swing state. Good luck. Afton Bain's vision. Oh my God, guys, the vision. It was so romantic. Yeah, she lost. All right. Here's more evidence. This guy is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for this one. Sorry, I got a cough. Hold on. There we go. All right. This one is going to I'm so excited for this one. Because here's something that all the moderate Democrats know and all the everyday power brokers know in the Senate. This guy right here is the only one that's going to lose to Susan Collins. Susan Collins is a rhino. She doesn't have a lot of Republican support. She doesn't have a lot of middle support. She's on Team R, but no one really likes her. And she's got a pretty vulnerable Senate seat coming up in 2026. What are the progressive lefties doing? They're putting forward a guy who trained Antifa, trained socialist militias, has Nazi tattoos on his chest, is a full-blown socialist, wants to bring back FDR's Economic Bill of Rights, which guarantees a job, healthcare, housing, and retirement. Literally, you could not go further left than this guy. And he's the only one that loses. But don't worry, they're still going to do it because Afton Bain's vision. You guys seen it yet? They are literally going to undermine themselves, and the backfire is going to be glorious. Look, here comes Hair Bear himself. And you know, this guy's annoying. Harry Sisson. This is a district Trump and Republicans won by over 20 points in 2024. Now, the margin is under 10 points. Republicans may have won this, but it's a major red flag for MAGA. Bring on 2026. Listen, Hair Bear, in 2026, you'll be 24. Shh. Okay? Here's the thing. Back to the Nashville thing. They gained all the seats in Nashville and no one else voted for him. Okay, good talk. Glad we had that conversation again. All right, and here we go, another one. Again, you guys are seeing what I'm building here, all right? Here's another one. If Democrats match last night's Tennessee House special election swing nationwide, they'd be on track for roughly 250 seats. 250 seats, 250 to 185. Y'all think that's going to happen? We've been in like a 3-seat margin for the last 10 to 15 years. You think it's magically just going to go to what, 250 to 185? You really think they're going to get a 70 or 65 point win or lead? Are you high? How high are you? Can I get some supply? Because oh my God, stop smoking all of it. That many, 250 to 180. Okay. Someone's on crack again. And now we're going to go over here. And guys, I'm loving the emojis. And I'm impressed your cough button worked, unlike Rush's. Listen, I am a Rush baby, so I fully understand what you're talking about. I listened to him for 15 years of my life, or 20 years of my life. But I am a professional, or I attempt to be, and I hit that off button. See, the off button works when I want it to, but sometimes it doesn't. It works way too good when I don't want it to. But anyway, all right, listen, if you guys are enjoying the show, like, subscribe, hit that share button. Comments, chats, emojis make the world go round. Oh, look, Ted Cruz. All right, and now this is legitimate. This is you're going to hear a lot of this, and I got to say this because it's necessary. And Ted Cruz kind of is really good at being the alarmist, and that is what he does. But anyway, watch. This is a little 40-second clip, and he's got a point. Oh, I got to play it.
It's going to be a turnout election, and the left will show up. Hate is a powerful motivator. They hate President Trump. It doesn't matter. He could cure cancer. He could feed the entire world. And
God, that's true.
There's nothing he can do to change that. What we've got to make sure is, number one, that conservatives show up, but number two, that just the common sense middle, regular people who, what is dangerous in an off-cycle election is people that are feeling complacent, like things are going well, I'm happy, and the danger is those folks stay home. We've got to set out the alarm bells that if we allow the Democrats to flip the House, to flip the Senate, it is an absolute catastrophe.
It's bad for the.
But this is the entire point, guys, and this is, we're at the 28-minute mark, so we're at a good point for a little hoorah moment. On this channel, I try to strive to drive you guys not only to what's going on, not only to openly, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to say I mock the libs all the time just because it's too easy. And then the other side is actually doing something and taking action. I can complain and I can make things about clickbait all day long. I don't like doing it. It's not my thing because it doesn't actually equate to anything that means what we care about, means anything for what we care about. We're going to vote like we're losing. We're going to grind like we're losing. And we're going to leave everything on the proverbial field. And then we're going to look afterwards. Make adjustments where it's necessary. And if we need to make adjustments, we do it. And if we don't, cool, we won. But complacency is going to kill something. It will kill momentum. It'll set you back. It'll make him, honestly, a little more overconfident over things that are really, really bad. Because the thing that you have to do if you're on Team Republican, you simply have to bring back people's love and pride of country and being part of something bigger than themselves, which is the American experience. That's the entire thing. The American dream is the ability to have a chance, because the people throughout human history didn't have that chance. That's why the document that has founded our nation. That's why the document has guided our nation. That's why the Bill of Rights. All of these things are built there so that the government doesn't squash your chance to even have a chance. That's the point. You are already part of something incredible. You are already part of something bigger than yourself. It's not about the individual tangible items that you can get because you want this thing. It's about being part of an American experiment that is so much bigger than anything else, anyone else in the nation or the history of, in the world, or the history of the world has ever experienced. That's the whole point. But anyway, let's keep getting back. That's how you motivate people, in my opinion. You guys can tell me what you think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a guy on the internet again. All right. Now we get to have a little bit more fun. All right. The AOC of Tennessee played well in the urban core of Nashville, but was a turnoff in the Nashville suburbs. That's a different guy. That's exactly what we just talked about, guys. Let's keep on trucking. We've got even more people who are saying the real uncomfy part, and they're going to throw themselves on the altar of far-left progressivism. Watch this. This is another lefty account. 2 ways to look at the could Dems have won Tennessee 07 with a better candidate. 1. Well-known moderate candidate, former Governor Braden, came within a point here in 2018. So what was all that about? No one could ever win anything? It came within a point in 2018. Even a flawed Democrat candidate got within a single digit of a Trump 22 seat. Bottom line, Ds don't need to win seats like these to take the House in 26, but had Democrats come in with a point of winning, it would have caused a major freakout in the GOP conference that could have led to more panic and infighting, which helps the Dems. Here's the whole point, and I'm trying to make sure you guys are fully aware of what's going on so you can add a little bit of color to the conversation, because they're not going to tell you this crap. If a moderate Democrat wins in the current environment, or runs in the current environment, and you have national attention and you're trying to ride a wave of discontent and hatred, as Ted Cruz has said, you're going to do better with a moderate candidate that's palatable to the independents in the middle than you are a far-left progressive who motivates the far-left base. Because there's simply not enough far-left bases. There's just not. The wokies, there's not enough of them. They're very loud. They're very irritating. They're highly annoying. But there's not enough of them to turn elections. That's the point. The people who are absolutely purity of thought, litmus test, virtue signal, on the left, it's all their ideology or nothing, or you are dead, or you are a racist, or you are a homophobe, or you are an ist, or you are a transphobe, whatever name they want to throw at you, right? The Democrats still capitulate to that, so that's why the far lefties keep on winning. And they're going to undermine in a glorious backfire everything that the Democrats are trying to achieve. And I am so freaking here for it. All right, watch this. Got one more for you. This clip right here, there's going to be a little bit of a real talk for even Republicans. In fact, watch this. This is, honest to God, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this one in the comments right over here, because this is honestly true.
What's to go for? I mean, Trump won by 22 points, and now the polling would suggest that the Republican candidate is up just 2 points. This is a huge wake-up call to Republicans that they need to learn how to win when Trump is not on the ballot. Yeah. And the reason that Trump wins when he's on the ballot isn't just because of name recognition. It's because he works for it. He is campaigning in 3 different states every single day. He's pulling clever stunts with the garbage can, McDonald's. He is working for the vote, messaging, putting surrogates on every network. What's to go for? I mean,
how many of you think that's true? I know for a fact a lot of you in my audience, a lot of my regular members are irritated as hell at the Republicans. They you guys just dislike the Democrats even more. Because the Republicans do tend to lose. Even when they win, they tend to lose. Right? That's the whole point. Republicans need to learn how to win when Donald Trump's not on the ballot. Coughing again, hold on. That's a very important piece to this. Republicans figure out how to win with a consistent message that's unifying for the entire country, they'll never lose again. If they continue to do this stuff where they're kind of like mealy-mouthed and they kind of are swampy and they're in the system but they're not in the system and it's all about preserving their own power, they will lose, just like the Democrats lose. People like you out there watching can smell this kind of corruption and this kind of crap a mile away. And we all know it. That's why Congress has a disapproval rating of 80%, Republican and Democrat. We all don't like them. But the first time that Republicans can figure out how to make people like them and actually work for the vote like Donald Trump does, they'll actually start winning. But, you know what? Who am I to say something like that? I'm just a guy on the internet. But I'm a guy that loves each and every one of you just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. It's a lot more fun. I love these things. They're so much fun to have a conversation with you guys. I will see you on the next one. Let me make sure that I ask you to tell me what you guys think. And I will see you probably tomorrow morning. Later.